All right, hello everyone. Today we're going to go over how to do our Unit 1 activity. And so as a reminder, on our homepage of our classroom is the embedded calendar. And our calendar tells us that that activity is due on Thursday, January 15th. Now remember, if you do not turn in the activity by its due date, there will be that placeholder 0 until that assignment is turned in. And then remember too that if you do turn in any assignment in this course late, there is no penalty. So there won't be any points deducted as long as you complete the assignment to its full requirements. Okay. So to get to our assignment, we're going to go to modules. We're going to select Unit 1 activity. And then our instructions say the gig economy and fast-paced reality of today created a major shift in the evolution of employment across nearly every field. It's also changed the face of professional communication. In-person meetings, informal chats over the water cooler, and even travel for work-related reasons have made way for video conferences, messaging apps, and other forms of in-the-moment communications. In this activity, you'll take a look at how this evolution has impacted one career field. Okay. So you're going to click take the quiz. It's not an actual quiz. This is just the way that the assignment has been built out. Okay. And so once that opens, you're going to see that there are multiple questions embedded in the page. Okay. So for this one, there are 5 questions total. Okay. And so our first question says, list the job or profession you will focus on for this assignment. And so our reminder says the focus is on how communication has changed. So you want to choose a job that has communication as a primary skill. So you want to make sure to choose a job where there's a lot of back and forth communication, teamwork, things where the person isn't just working individually and not having to use their communication skills in order to complete their job, okay? And so, for instance, I am going to say that we're going to do the job of journalism, okay? And so for question 1, all you need to do is type the career, okay? So I am just going to type journalism in my box. And so you can choose whatever career field you might want to choose. Maybe you want to choose engineering, welding, maybe you want to be an artist, an actor, whatever you might want to be, you get to choose. Just remember that you need to look at one that has communication as a primary skill that takes place, okay? So then question 2 says, how have technological advances impacted your chosen job or profession? And then your response should be at least 2 sentences in length. So remember, this is an English class, and so we're not writing traditional essays in this course. And so these are your moments to show me your writing skills. Okay? And so what you're going to do is in this space, you're going to write me at least 2 sentences. You can write me more, okay? But you are going to tell me how technological advances have impacted your chosen job or profession. So you might need to do some outside research, okay? But you are going to, based on the profession that you chose for question 1, okay, explain how technological advances have impacted this. So for journalism, for instance, I could talk about how technological advances such as cell phones have impacted journalism, because now many people who are not credentialed or trained journalists are becoming journalists, because we now live in a time where it is a fast-paced, get the story out as soon as possible, and people are recording and sharing stories on their phones rather than waiting for the trained individuals to share the information that's fact-checked. Okay, so based on the profession that you have chosen, do some research and look into how technological advances have impacted your chosen job or profession. Question 3 says, are there more or less opportunities for work in this job or profession because of these technological advancements? Explain. Okay. And again, I want at least 2 sentences in length for your response. Okay. And so with this one, what I'm looking for is this is for you to explain basically, is this job being replaced because of technology? Is certain aspects of it being automated? Are there certain mechanics or robotics that are replacing what used to be done by people? Okay. Has the human aspect been taken away because of technological advancements in your chosen profession? Okay. And so 2 sentences. Question 4, describe how communication has changed in your chosen job or profession. Provide at least 2 specific examples from the past and or today to show your understanding. And then for this one, I want your response to be at least 3 sentences in length. Okay. And so when showing how the communication has changed, okay, this is where you're going to give specific examples of how that technology has changed the communication. And so, for instance, with journalism, I could talk about how it used to be when a journalist needed to do an interview with someone, they had to travel, meet up with the person face to face. However, today, thanks to video messaging systems, they're able to do virtual meetings with individuals to actually conduct those interviews and see the person's reactions and have a quote unquote face-to-face conversation with the individual and be in completely different sides of the country or even different parts of the world to complete the same task. Okay, so you need to find at least 2 specific examples that show how the communication has changed. Okay, and then the final question is totally opinion based. Okay, but it says, based on your research, do you think this job or profession will be further replaced by technology? So we live in a time where there are numerous technological advancements, and AI has become something that a lot of jobs are starting to be automated. And so I want you to, based on your research, based off of where you see technology going, in one sentence, tell me, do you believe the profession that you chose to focus on for this assignment, do you believe that it will be further replaced by technology? Okay, and tell me why. Okay. Once you have all of your responses completed, go back through, check for any spelling or grammar errors. Make sure that all of your sentences start with capital letters, end with proper punctuation, such as periods. Okay. And then once you feel that it is ready to be submitted, click that submit quiz button. That will send it to me so that I can grade your responses. Okay. And then as a reminder, if you are unsatisfied with the score that you receive on your assignment, know that you can always resubmit for a higher score. All right. Thank you.